Welcome to House Bill 1091. What does it mean for me? I'm Allison Metch, the Director of Education and Quality Initiatives. Please note this presentation has been updated as of January 3rd, 2019. Happy New Year. As you know, House Bill 1091 is something from the Florida Legislature when they passed this new law. The law stipulates that all school readiness providers are required to have a program assessment using the identified tool classroom assessment scoring system. All school readiness potential schools must register in the online OEL identified system by February 8th in order to secure that they will have an observation before contracting. What is CLASS? What is this program assessment tool? It's classroom assessment scoring system. The assessment is recognized internationally for capturing the elements within a classroom that improve child outcomes. It will not come and look at your curriculum or your materials and count books and things like that. The heart of CLASS is the interactions between the teacher and the children. And there's 3 different types of CLASS tools: infant, 0 to 18 months, toddler, 19 to 35 months, and pre-K, 35 months to about kindergarten entry. If you have a classroom that is a mixed age, then what you need to do is code that classroom with the majority of children in the classroom. So if most of them are 3-year-olds, then it would be a pre-K. If you have a family home and it's a mixed age group, depending on who the majority of the children are. The class tool domains are shown here. Infant is responsive caregiving. It's all about how the teacher responds to the infants. How does she speak to them? How does she respond to them? How does she respond to everyone in the classroom at once? Toddler has 2 domains: emotional and behavior support and engaged support for learning. Emotional and behavior support is all about the classroom environment. How does the teacher respond to the children? Do the children feel safe in the classroom? Are they sharing? Is there positivity between the teacher? Is there a matched affect? Engaged support for learning is about the language that is going on in the classroom. Is the teacher presenting new language, new vocabulary, new information? Is she drawing on their prior knowledge? Putting all of that together to support their learning. Pre-K, the largest, has 3 areas: emotional support, classroom organization, and instructional support. Emotional support is how the environment is in the classroom. Is it a positive climate? When the teacher smiles, does the child smile? Do the children talk to each other? Classroom organization is how well-oiled a machine the classroom is. Do the children know what is expected of the rules? What is expected of them? Do the children know how to transition from activity to activity? Instructional support is about the language again. What language is going on? What is the teacher sharing? Is she speaking in new vocabulary? Is she building on their prior knowledge? Is she introducing new concepts to them? This is just a brief overview of the domains. Please look out for other trainings that will give you an overview of each tool in a more depth. How can you prepare for a program assessment? Well, there's a few ways. You can get familiar with the class tool by asking for access to my Teachstone online. It's a free subscription. All you need to do is email me, and my email address will be at the end of the presentation. So you have to stay and listen through the whole thing. And the My Teachstone online has video clips. It has information all about each tool. It will give you tips, information, a whole bunch of things. There's courses called Making the Most of Interactions, MMCI. This is an interactive course led by Teachstone certified trainers. Infant toddler is a 24-hour intensive training. Pre-K is a 20-hour training. Each month at the ELC, the coaching department does some kind of training. Within each training, you will have a piece of class embedded into it. So we encourage you to look out for some of those as well. The assessment. So how often does this happen? It happens every year. If you're a new provider, you need one. If you have some kind of lapse in your contract, you need one. Transfer of ownership. If you sell your school or purchase a school and you maintain 80% of the staff, you don't need a new assessment. You get to keep that one. If you have a composite score of 5 or above, you will only be assessed every other year. If you're in the early learning performance funding program, all your class scores that we get through that will be used for House Bill 1091. You can dispute a score if you don't like it. You can dispute it and have your classroom assessed again by the same teacher. However, you will have to pay for that assessment. All assessments must be done within 30 days of contract expiration. And if for some reason a contract has to be terminated, we need to give you 30 days notice. Classrooms will be randomly selected through an OEL-defined system to meet a composite score calculation, which is basically 50% of your classrooms at each care level will be observed. In order to have an assessment, the provider must receive a minimum score of 2.51 to participate. If a score is below, a contract will not be granted. If a score is between 2.51 and 3, a quality improvement plan is established for 12 months. This is a big deal. This is a big update. At the next annual program assessment, if you're on an improvement plan, you will need to score higher than a 3. So remember, in order to have a contract, you need to have a composite score of at least 2.51. Exemptions. If you are a provider meeting one of the following, you will receive an exemption from the observation. So if you have less than 20% school readiness children out of your maximum capacity and no class 1 violations, you will not need an observation. If you're a family child care home with 2 or fewer, you will not need an observation. If you only offer overnight, you will not need an observation. If you want an observation and you're exempt, if you want to keep up with what's happening, just let us know, reach out to us, and we will provide you with one. And again, throughout the school year, starting in July 2019, we'll have to monitor your numbers. So if at the start of the year you don't have enough children, if you're still below the 20%, but if somehow you jump over, we will have to come out and do an assessment. And it's just, again, we're promoting quality using the class tool. How will you know your score? Well, you have to be notified within 14 days. So we will be sending you a login information through our WELL system that houses the scores and the reports. However, it's a new report, it's a new tool. So if you need some help kind of understanding it, please let us know and we can have someone come out, give some technical assistance to go over the report itself. So what does a quality improvement plan entail? Well, there's strategies such as certified coaching where someone would come in and coach each classroom for 20 hours. And it could be based on your observation and things to work on. We would also offer making the most of classroom interactions. Also maybe working with a PBS, a positive behavior support, things like that are all going to be part of the improvement plan. So what are your next steps? Attend whatever trainings you can. Registration in the OEL system. Here is the website. Let's see if I could take you to what it looks like. So this is basically what the website looks like. You have to go to provider registration. And it did not jump. Here you go. So this is what it looks like. You will have to put in what county you're from. You will need a 4-digit provider ID. If you do not know that, please reach out to us here at the ELC and we will provide that with you as well as an extension number and you have your zip code. If you want help on registration, there's a YouTube video. Here's the address. The YouTube video is about 30 minutes. It's not something I'm going to show on here, but it will take you through the registration steps, and it kind of helps. My TeachStone Online, the free tool that I mentioned earlier, please email me at ametsch@elcbroward.org. Also, you need to make sure you receive a program assessment before June 30th. And again, all of this also has opportunities for increased differential based on your score. So you will have opportunities that if you do score a certain high score, you'll get a higher differential. And if you want to do a tool such as Teaching Strategies Gold, you will also be eligible to receive a higher differential. So this is a lot of information. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at the ELC at 954-377-2188. I'm at extension 2360. Or email me, which is probably best, ametsch@elcbroward.org. I hope this helped answer some of your questions. Please make sure you register by the last possible date in February 8th. We look forward to sharing other information with you about the tool itself. And again, if you have any questions, just please let us know.